Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has the links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there, follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as the links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Now with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Things are heating up surrounding him, and it's apparent, a lot of reports swirling around out there that the Texans are going to move him pretty quickly, pretty soon. There's a lot of teams that are in the midst, a lot of teams that are excited about the opportunity to grab the guy, and they're attacking and being aggressive. So we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss, some of the possible teams that he's going to go to as well. A lot of things swirling surrounding him. So before we get into that, we're going to talk about the backstory with Deshaun Watson and the Texans. So back in 2021, Texans and Deshaun Watson definitely were not seeing eye to eye. According to reports, Deshaun Watson did not like a lot of moves that the Texans were making, did not like the direction that they were going. There was just a lot of issues internally there between Deshaun Watson and the Texans front office, right? So Deshaun Watson eventually comes out and officially says, listen, I'm done here. I would like a trade from the Houston Texans, officially request a trade. Now, initially, of course, there was pushback from the front office of the Texans. We saw a front put up in the media immediately, right? There was talks of, hey, listen, we're not looking to trade Deshaun Watson. We want Deshaun Watson to be a Texan for the rest of his career. We're going to figure things out. We're going to work things out with Deshaun. He's going to be here. We'll just got to figure this out. We don't know what's going on. We'll just talk and things will settle down. But Deshaun Watson's going to be a Texan for the rest of his career. And let me tell you something. Publicly, Deshaun Watson continued, to say the exact same things. He wanted out of there, whether it be via himself or through his agent. Okay, now there was a lot of sources that came out surrounding Deshaun Watson, and all of them said, listen here, this guy is very smart. He understands a lot of things. Okay, he's not some, crazy person. He doesn't come out and just flash and say things. If Deshaun Watson is telling you that he wants to move on, he's definitely sat back, contemplated this situation. He's looked around. He's looked at every avenue, and he said, you know what, this is the decision I want to make, and I'm done. And when he makes the decision, he stands pat. And we saw that. He never wavered from what he initially said about not wanting to be a Texan. So as that was going on, then we had allegations come out about Deshaun Watson as well, stemming back to him meeting with, multiple massage therapists and massage therapy sessions. Now, according to the allegations, there was allegations of sexual assault. There was allegations of sexual harassment as well. There were multiple women that came out and said that he had done certain things to them. And that, allegations then led to an investigation. Then the investigation led to actual charges being filed, on Deshaun Watson for those things. Now, that definitely, hit everybody as a shock, So as they continued through that process, teams just kind of stood pat, trying to see exactly what was going to happen. Well, 2 days ago, Deshaun Watson, sitting in front of a grand jury. The grand jury actually clears Deshaun Watson of all charges, everything. They completely dropped the charges against Deshaun Watson. So here he is back out again on that trade market, and he's been cleared of all charges. There's no questions, about his future legally and all that stuff. Of course, there's still things that they got to go through, but all of that stuff, that teams would definitely be worried about, he's been cleared of. So now we're sitting here at this situation and we're saying, whoa, this is going to be big. A quarterback of his stature, a quarterback of his talent, being moved is going to be, it's crazy. It's completely crazy. So keep in mind, Deshaun Watson has a no trade clause. So one of the big things that you have to look at when you look at some of the destinations that he's going to go to, he has to clear this. If he does not want to go to a team, he ain't going there. Okay, if he don't want to, if you trying to send him to Timbuktu and he don't want to go there, he'll just tell you he ain't gonna want to go there because he has the power to do that because of that no trade clause. So now we're starting to see teams ramp up again. Reports are flying. There's a lot of things going on. So there's a couple teams that are hot on him right now that he could end up going to. We're going to discuss them right now. One of those teams is the Carolina Panthers. Let me tell you something. According to reports, the Carolina Panthers have been hot on this guy since day one. Since day one that Deshaun Watson has said, listen, I don't want to be a Texan anymore. the Carolina Panthers ran up and was waiting outside the house like, hey, I want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Immediately. Now, of course, the Carolina Panthers, they have weapons on that football team. They do have question marks at quarterback as well. Of course, they got Sam Darnold. The New York Jets traded, Sam Darnold to them. But Sam Darnold at this point has been very up and down. And even though I love Sam, he's shown nowhere near the type of talent that Deshaun Watson has. So the Carolina Panthers are hot on him. They could absolutely be a destination for him. And I've heard that they're willing to give up the capital. Now, 3 first-round picks is what I've heard as well, according to reports, is something that the Texans definitely are looking for. That seems to be like the benchmark for them. And I think Carolina would be willing to give that up to make that move. Deshaun Watson is an unbelievable quarterback, still a guy that's young enough to really lead your football team for years to come. So the next team that's definitely looking at him, that definitely is hot on Deshaun Watson as well, is the New Orleans Saints. Now, the New Orleans Saints have had big question marks about, their quarterback position, especially, with Jameis Winston. They're trying to figure out what they want to do with him. Listen, the Saints get Deshaun Watson. That team could be solid as well. Now, they've had some cap issues, but they've been able to manipulate the cap, defer money, push money back in guys' contracts where they can be okay. They can be okay where they can still sign some guys, get them around them. And again, Deshaun Watson's a talent that can continue to push that team forward, especially with all the question marks that they have at QB. Ever since Drew Brees has walked away, they've been wondering who's going to be the next guy to lead us. And Deshaun Watson could be that guy, and they are hot on Deshaun Watson. Another team that I believe could definitely be in the running for Deshaun Watson, because there's other teams out there as well that are kind of in the midst, just waiting. I think one of those teams is the Seahawks. Listen, the Seahawks just moved on from Russell Wilson, right? Just traded him to the Broncos. They got some capital back as well, some first, they got some seconds, they got some stuff that they can move. All of that stuff could be packaged to then make a move for Deshaun Watson. It could absolutely be done, and I could see the Seahawks making it happen. This is a team that also has weapons as well. DK Metcalf, they got a solid running game. Pete Carroll's their coach. They've got some things that they can really work around with him, and that Seahawks fan base would just absolutely go crazy for it. This would put them back in the running. This will put them in a great situation where they can continue to make their playoffs runs as they continue to build the football team. The Seahawks have the capital to do this, and I think they're one of the teams that's kind of in the shadows right now, watching and waiting, and then they'll pounce when they need to. So the Seahawks is definitely a team. Now, the next team that I think can also, make this happen is the Miami Dolphins. Let me tell you something. The Miami Dolphins and their owner have been hot on Deshaun Watson as well. There was a lot of rift between the owner and Brian Flores because, allegedly, according to Brian Flores, they were trying to get Brian Flores to meet Deshaun Watson on a boat, last season before, they actually got rid of him, to see if they could, talk to Deshaun Watson and get this deal done, because Deshaun Watson liked Brian Flores so much. That was one of the reasons why, according to reports, he was even thinking about going to the Dolphins before everything happened legally. So I think the Dolphins could absolutely be in the mix. Let me tell you something. This is, again, we're wearing green on here. This is something that could affect the New York Jets, okay? And I want to talk about this just for a little bit. Let me tell you something. If the Dolphins end up getting Deshaun Watson, that Dolphins team is not a bad football team. I can't stand the Dolphins, but they're not bad, okay? The thing that's holding them back offensively, I believe, is Tua. Tua Tagovailoa is not a good quarterback, okay? He's just not. You put Deshaun Watson in that seat, you got Jalen Waddle, you got Gaskins, you got Mike Gesicki, who they just franchise tagged. This offense could really move. The Jets are already struggling in a division where the Patriots have just gotten Mac Jones. Belichick is still there. They're coaching this kid up. He's looking like a guy that could be decent in this league. That Patriots team continues to play well. Then you got the Bills, who have really ascended with Josh Allen. That defense is phenomenal. The offense is very good as well. You add Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins. That Dolphins team has talent on it, and they also become a lightning rod to draw other talent as well. Free agents, we're going to want to come there. There's a lot of players around this league that like Deshaun Watson. So if the Dolphins get Deshaun Watson, the Jets are going to have to step it up. We're going to have to do whatever it takes to ensure, okay, that we don't sit at the bottom of the league for years to come, because all of those guys I just named, Watson, Josh Allen, Mac Jones, they could be here, for years to come with their football teams, and that will that could put us in a lot of bad seasons and bad situations, okay, within the AFC East. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about Deshaun Watson, some of the possible teams that he could go to? What are your thoughts about a lot of the trade rumors swirling around him right now? And where do you think he actually ends up? So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. You folks have a good one. Peace.